This is the fourth attempt by patriots to unite the people of Uganda politically.
Weewaawo ebyo nga tubitadde wabbali kaakati ko akakiiko k'ebyokulonda kakakasiza ng'okulonda kw'omubaka wa Soroti East bwe kugenda okubeerawo olunaku olw'enkya ku Lwokuna luno. Ssenkulu w'akakiiko ak'ebyokulonda Simon Byabakama asabye abavuganya wamu n'abalonzi okubeera ekyokulabirako nga bayita mu kubeera bakakamu wamu n'okugondera ebiragiro eby'akakiiko k'ebyokulonda. Okulonda omubaka agenda okukiikirira abantu b'e Soroti East mu Palamenti kwa kubaawo ku Lwokuna luno. Okunoonya akalulu kubaddemu ebbugumu era nga bavuganya bonna babadde n'abawagizi abawerera ddala era nga babadde n'empisa nga kutambula bulungi.
Babawadde ennaku 6 era mu mazima jjo bamaliriza mu mirembe nga tewabaddeewo kwemulugunya kwonna ku njuyi zonna. Eno y'embeera abalonzi ne bekikwatako gye basabiddwa okweyisaamu ku lunaku lw'okulonda.
Era njagala kwebaza abapoliisi abakwerinda bonna engeri gye basobodde okulabira ddala nti nno okulonda kuno batuwadde ekitiibwa era amaanyi kati gasigadde ku bantu nga essuula esooka mu bbago lyaffe mu constitution yaffe nga weeyogera amaanyi g'eggwanga eba ensi yaffe gali ku bantu bwe bajja kulonda abantu baabwe nga bwe baagala.
Nga kampeyini ziwedde bano basabiddwa okubeera bakkakkamu.
You have conducted yourself in a peaceful, law-abiding fashion. We don't want you to deviate from that conduct at the last hour.
I've also put different teams. For example, we have squads of CID. We have public order management teams in case of any public disorder. We have intelligence teams. So I can assure you, stakeholders and the chairperson, that we are very, very ready to make sure that we shall successfully secure.
Kino kikakasiddwa wamu n'okugumizibwa ssentebe w'ebyokulonda Simon Byabakama era n'awadde ebiragiro ebinaagobererwa mu kulonda.
And I want to reiterate the commitment of the Commission to ensure that we work in accordance with the law, we work in a transparent manner, we work with you to ensure that we deliver a credible, free and fair elections.
Okuvuganya kw'ekifo ky'omubaka wa Soroti East kusinga kubeera wakati wa muna FDC Moses Atan ne muna NRM Habata Rico ne muna UPC Pascal Amuriat.
And I thank you so much that you portrayed such a high degree of maturity during the campaign. Thank you so much.
Nga bannasoroti beebuuza ani anaawangula n'obululu emitwalo 3,600 mu 442 okuva mu waadi 13 n'ebifo awanaalondebwa 63. Ekibuuzo kyakuddibwamu ku Lwokuna lwa wiiki eno. Ndina Africa Farida ne Henry Okrot. Soroti nga tuvuddeyo olw'olukiiko olw'abaminisita lukakasiza akakiiko akagenda okukulira ettendekero erinoonyereza ku by'omu nsiko erya Uganda Wildlife Research and Training Institute okusinziira ku minisita wa ICT n'okulungamya eggwanga Dr. Chris Balyomunsi. Bano bakakasiddwa nga 25 omwezi guno era omwaka guno mu makago bwa Pulezidenti Entebbe.
Mu lutuula lwa Kabineti olw'ennaku z'omwezi nga 25 Julayi omwaka guno 2022 amannya g'abo abagenda okulembera olukiiko olufuga ettendekero lya gavumenti erya Uganda Wildlife Research and Training Institute erisangibwa mu disitulikiti y'e Kasese gakanyiziddwako.
Akakiiko kaliko abantu 10 ate twalonze Dr. Narule Agnes Sara nga mukulembeze oba ssentebe w'akakiiko, vice tetekako Mr. Robaire Akiki Mutazindwa ne Dr. Margaret Durichuri ye akiikirira ekitongole kya Uganda Wildlife Authority.
Mu lutuula lwe lumu era n'amannya gaabo abagenda okutuula akakiiko akagenda okwekenneenya emirimu gya Ubos nalwo lwafulumiziddwa.
N'akakiiko aka National Standards Council ako kagenda kukulembera ekitongole kyaffe ekya Uganda Bureau of Standards kyekirina obuvunaanyizibwa okulaba nti ebintu byonna byetukozesa mu ggwanga bibeera lya standard. Nako k'abantu 10 agenda kukakulembera nga ssentebe omwami Charles Musekuura ono lawyer, ale ba members waliko omwami Alfred Andima bava mu Ministry ya Trade n'omukyala Amina Zawedde oyo permanent secretary wa Ministry ya ICT agenda kukiikirira ministry.
Mu birala ebyasaliddwawo mu lukiiko lwa cabinet olwatudde ku bbalaza ya Sabbiiti eno kyakanyiziddwako nti n'enteekateeka ey'okubaga etteeka erinaalungamya enzirukanya y'emirimu gy'emisomo gy'amatendekero ag'ebyemikono mu Uganda nalyo litandikibweko.
Bakkiriza nti minisita bwe lyenzigiriza wa education agende mu maaso amalirize okuwandiika etteeka lino alikomyewo mu cabinet ne parliament tuliyiseemu yerigenda kutuyamba mu kunyweza ebya technical ne vocational.
Cabinet egamba nti kino kyetaagisa nnyo kubanga mu kaseera kano ensi ekulaakulanira ku sipiidi eyayiriyiri era nga kyetaagisa abavubuka bangi okwongera okusikirizibwa mu kisaawe ekyo eky'ebyemikono.
Twagala kunyweza ebya technical training ate tusaba abannayuganda babeere nti bagende mu masomero ng'oba toli mu masomero ga secondary ne high school ne university ne colleges osobola kugenda mu technical ne vocational institutes n'osoma.
Bano era balinako n'obuvunaanyizibwa bwe batiise ssaabawolereza wa gavumenti.
Nti twakkiriza ne Attorney General okuteekamu enkyukakyuka mu mateeka 2 wale tuyita Insolvency Act ne Companies Act.
Mr. Dr. Chris Balyomoso okwogera bino byonna abadde ayogerako ne bannamawulire wano ku ssengejjero lya gavumenti ery'abamawulire erisangibwa mu Kampala. Robert Nyango wano mu kibuga Kampala.
Weewaawo ate ye minisita omubeezi ow'ebyettaka amayumba n'okulakulanya ebibuga Sam Mayanja ataddewo akakiiko akakulemberwa okupunta n'okwerula ensalo ez'ettaka lyerweza Kajjansi okumalawo emivuyo egiriwo. Kino kiddiridde oluvannyuma lw'eyaliko omubaka wa paalamenti eggomba Nakato Kyabangi okwekubira enduulu ewa minisita okuyingira mu nsonga okuzuula omutuufu era ani nannyini ttaka lino.
Lino ly'ettaka erikaanirwa Nakato Kyabangi yaliko omubaka wa Gomba mu lukiiko olukulu olw'eggwanga ng'alumiriza abooluganda ababiri okuli Kiwummulo James ne Michael Kazibwe okuyingira mu ttaka lye.
Naffe abeero si tunyumirwa nnyo okulaba ng'abantu baffe bali mu mbeera entuufu.
Minisita asoose kuwuliriza okwemulugunya okuva ku njuyi zombiriri ssaako n'okuwa abatuuze omukisa abalina kye bamanyi ku ttaka lino.
Bwe baakuba oluguudo luno ba openingirako bawundale zaffe ey'omukyalo oli n'eyange kubanga ffe tulinaanye oluguudo. Era mu lipooti yaabwe eryawo minisita ne bakizuula nti nno nti abantu ono bannaffe bano abagamba balina ebyapa wano bayingira ebyapa byabwe bitandikira mu ttaka ki? Bitandikira mu ttaka lyaffe.
She has been complaining about the land. We've had 3 boundary openings. She has not been attending. We did the last survey, that is I think last week, and it even shows that where she's actually complaining, her house is in our land.
Abatuuze n'abataka bawakanyiza Nakato okugamba nti wakayanira watwaliramu n'akakubo k'abeebigere ke bagamba mbu kamazewo emyaka n'ebisiibo.
Kaakati maama wange ogenda okufa yaguzaawo omukyala bamuyitanga Sise era ffe gwe tumanyi ate nga nannyini ttaka lino yali muntu omu ye Paulo Mberenge.
Wano minisita agumizza abagugulana n'abasaba okusigala nga bakkakkamu kubanga ebiwandiiko tebivunda so nga ne tekinologiya anywezeddwa okukuuma ebiwandiiko.
Kiteekwa okuba investigated nga tutandikira ku title yennyini yasooka eri mu record nga tugiraba, then tugende eddala ku microfilm, then the blue page, then the white page, then all the subdivisions.
Ono awaliriziddwa n'okussaawo akakiiko era n'akawa ennaku 10 okupunta n'okwerula ensalo z'ettaka lino okubayambako okuzuula amazima.
Nga kakulibwa Mr. Ogaro. Mr. Ogaro ye Commissioner of Surveys and Mapping mu Uganda yonna. Lwaki ngambye Mr. Ogaro akulira mu Uganda yonna kubanga ekigenda okusalirwawo wano kijja kuba kinene nnyo kye kigenda okukola ku bintu ku conflicts ezifaanana nga zino awalala wonna.
Newankubadde ng'ekibbattaka kisinze kweyolekera mu bitundu bya Buganda, Minisita asabye bannayuganda okusigala nga bakkakkamu wabula n'abasaba okukozesa enkola ya tekinologi yagunjibwawo ekitongole ky'eby'ettaka okulaba nga balondoola ebikwata ku ttaka nga tebannaba kutunda oba okugula. Nze Sula Kagugube, Wane Entebbe.
Weewaawo bwe tweyongerayo ne UBC Leero bo abayizi abasoba mu 4,000 okuva mu bifo 9 mu Kampala ebyateekebwawo omukulembeze w'eggwanga okubangula abavubuka mu masomo ag'ebyemikono batandise ebigezo byabwe ebyakamaliriza oluvannyuma lw'okumalawo emyezi 6 nga babangulwa era omusasi waffe alina ebikira ku bino kaabituwe.
Namutebi Caroline omu ku bayizi be tusanze mu kkomeruza mu kifo ekisomesa abaana amasomo g'emikono ng'ono yasoma atuka mu ssine y'omukaaga bw'atyo n'agenda Makerere wabula n'ebisale byamulemerera kwe kusalawo okudda ewaka.
Nze nasomako ne mala senior 6 ningenda ku university nga ntute course ya accounting nasomayo omwaka gumu sente ne zibula nenzira ewaka nga ndi disappointed and frustrated.
Namutebi waka wamukaluubirira olw'okubula ekyokola kyokka bwe yawulira ku nteekateeka y'omukulembeze w'eggwanga ey'okubangula abavubuka emirimu gy'emikono yasitukiramu era olwaleero y'omu ku bayizi abatudde ebigezo ebya DIT.
Kati eno program bwe yajja neŋŋamba kantwale omukisa guno nange nasooka kugiraba nga ebyabataasoma naye neneero walinga wansi neŋŋamba kaŋŋende kubanga kyekiriwo.
Okwetoola ebifo ebisatu bye tutuusemuko eby'omwenda okuli eruzira mu kkomera mutundu ne Wabiga tusanze abayizi batandise ebigezo byabwe ebyakamaliza era abakuli ebifo bino babaddeko bye batutegeeza.
We are so grateful that the president thought of the lowest child down.
Abaana abo nga bw'obalaba buli mwana 5 buli omu alina matiriyo we.
Tubatendese buli musomesa abadde afaayo okulaba ng'omwana w'eggwanga aganyulwamu ate ng'ayiga.
Amasomo muli okuzimba okukanika emmotoka okusiba envirisawo okutunga byemu abayizi batandise nabyo era mukuba batubuulidde nga basuubira okuyita obulungi ebigezo bino era byakubayamba nnyo okufuna amabaluwa agabakakasa.
Omukulembeze waffe tukwebaza nnyo Pulezidenti Museveni olw'omulimu gw'otukozeemu Mukama akuweera omukisa era akuwangaaze.
Dr. Faith Katana Mirembe omukungu okuva maka gwa President nga yalondola enteekateeka eno ategeeza ng'enteekateeka eno bweyambye abaana bangi nnyo ekijja okukyusa ku biseera by'eggwanga eby'omu maaso.
Tubasaba abaana mwenyigire mu kintu ky'emikono kubanga bw'oba olina ekintu ky'osobola kwekolera nga ggwe oba oli independent tewali akufuga tewali gw'odipendinga nti ono bw'aba taliiwo ngenda kufa njala.
Katana yeebazizza omukulembeze w'eggwanga olw'okulengerera ewala era asaba abavubuka okweyunira amasomo g'emikono babeeko bye bayiga basobole okuggyamu 10.
Rise up, do something for yourself. Stop being dependent on your parent, dependent on your friend.
Joseph Muyingo, wano mu Kampala.
Dakiika 18 zikutuse ku ssaawa emu ey'akawungeezi nzikiriza Mpumulemu nkomewo n'ekitundu ekyokubiri oluvannyuma lw'obubaka buno toseguka.
Sasulira akasimu k'ekirooto kyo mpola mpola. Funa essimu y'ekirooto kyo leero ng'osasula mpola mpola okutandikira ku nnusu 14 n'ofuna data ow'obwereere okumala omwaka. Essimu zonna kugirako MB za 5 buli lunaku okumala emyezi 12. Osasulira omwaka gumu. Ziri mu maduuka ga MTN n'aga M-Kopa. MTN, everywhere you go.
Flavor. When we're together, the vibe is pretty alright. Our taste is pretty awesome. We are Uganda's #1 fruity refreshment. Enjoy Mirinda Fruity, Uganda's #1 fruity refreshment.
Meet Professor Petero. He knows something every hustler in UG is gonna love.
Oh, see. You see, I was just trying to get the documents to register for Airtel Money.
You don't need the documents. You just register.
What's going on here? He sells things from the shop, and behind my back, he gets the money and gives it to his girlfriends.
But just get Airtel Money Pay so that all money comes direct to your business wallet, and only you, the owner, have access to it.
Just dial *185 *10 hash, and now you are on. No waiting. Huh? This insanity is sweet. Give them also.
I only take Airtel Money Pay. It's easy and secure.
Yes, become a safer and more efficient cash-free business today. Easy.
Not mixing your business money with your Kameza money. No, that's efficient.
Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
A World Cup in the desert? The first one in the Middle East. The first to be held at the end of the year? That's crazy. Get ready for spectacular moves. High-flying saves. Unbelievable goals. Out of this world celebration. All 64 matches live. That's over 5,000 action-packed minutes of the FIFA 2022 World Cup Qatar. Now that's crazy. Catch all the action only on SuperSport, your world of champions. On Gold TV. Love it.
Get connected today with the My Airtel 4G smartphone and enjoy free data for 1 whole year worth 86,500 Uganda shillings. That's free 2 GB for the first month and free 1 GB for the next 11 months at only 250,000 Uganda shillings with free data for 1 whole year worth 86,500 shillings, making the effective price of the 4G phone 163,500 shillings only. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Nivana wafe twenywele, nivana wafe twenywele, nivana wafe tunyola.
Nirvana packaged drinking water is a product of Crown Beverages Limited, makers of Pepsi products. That's life. That's Nirvana.
The Tales of Kasozi, brought to you by Uganda Communications Commission.
Yes, hello? This is Kasozi. How can I help you?
Calling you from the mobile service center.
Okay. So how can I help you?
Well, we have noticed a few things wrong with your number and need your mobile money PIN.
Tonfera, never give out your password or PIN to any caller. Your mobile service provider will never call or ask for your personal details. If in doubt, go to your nearest phone service center.
This message is powered by UCC, MTN, Airtel, Bank of Uganda, and NPSP Association.
Webale kubanga otambula naffe wano ku UBC TV ekitundu ekyokubiri kankitandika n'ekitongole ekivunanyizibwa ku kusolooza omusolo mu ggwanga ki Uganda Revenue Authority kikutte emmotoka ebadde yeetisse ebyamaguzi ebikukusibwa ku nsalo e Busia. Fuse ekwatiddwa eri ku nnamba UBA 174C nga muno mubaddemu ensawo z'emuceere n'ebintu ebirala.
Eno efuse ekwatiddwa eyanjuliddwa bannamawulire.
Investigations are still ongoing because the people who are involved were impounded, we arrested them, they will be presented to courts of law, but we shall also do the investigations. And as part of the investigation, we shall work with police and just look using their camera system. We shall see where it came from.
So at the moment, you don't know the value of what it is transporting?
Today we wanted to do it in real time with you. So that's why we broke in your presence so that you actually see. Because the message is this is what is happening, then after that we shall have the value.
Okusinzira ku bakola ebikwekweto mu kitongole ki Uganda Revenue Authority, omuzigo okukusa ebintu mu ggwanga gweyongera buli lukya. Ng'ojjako okufiiriza gavumenti okufuna omusolo gweteekeddwa okufuna, okukusa ebyamaguzi ebimu bibeera bya bulabe.
We have a large number of commodities that have been intercepted without tax stamps. Now, these are the culprits who do not want to comply with our regulations. They bring these products in order to avoid payment of local excise duty and VAT. However, there is a big penalty for non-compliance.
URA wadde amagezi bannannyini mmotoka zino lukululana wamu ne bbaasi okwegenderezanga abagoba be bawa emirimu wamu n'okulondoola emirimu gye bakola okwewala mmotoka zaabwe okukwatibwa.
If you are the owner of a truck, be sure of the driver that you have appointed. Get to know where he is going, what he is doing. You shouldn't just give him a truck and forget. Then two, check your truck, check your vehicles. If you are giving vehicles and to your other people, check. See if there are modifications that have been made which you did not specify. Most likely they are committing a crime like that.
Mwaka gw'ebyensimbi oguwedde, abasoloza omusolo basobola okununula obuwumbi 8 n'obukadde 7.
Wewa watebo abegattira olukuŋŋaana lw'abo abegattira oba abakolera mu banka lumaze ennaku nga luyinda wano mu Kampala. Eva Serwaddajjagwe asinzidde mu lukuŋŋaana luno n'akubiriza abasuubuzi obuteewola nsimbi nga tebamanyi kigendererwa kyazo wabula basooka okwekenneenya ki bizinesi zaabwe kye zeetaaga basobole okuddukira mu banka nga bayita mu nkola ey'okwewola ensimbi okuziddaabulula.
Okusinziira ku Eva Serunkuuma-Jagwe, ensisinkano y'ababankers association bayambako okumanya obulungi abantu ebizibu bibasanga na butya bayinza okubadduukirira.
Beyond the banks themselves, who are we partnering with? Whether they are financiers outside the country, development financial institutions, insurance agencies to reduce and mitigate risk, so that that whole combination brings appropriate financing to those key sectors.
Tulina ebintu bingi nnyo ebivuddemu mu conference eno naye nga ebisinga biri ngeri gye tuyinza okuyambagana mu by'essente, engeri z'okuyambagana abantu okutegera engeri gye bakola business. Gavumenti yabaddewo, prime secretary bombi babaddewo, engeri gavumenti eyinza okwegatta naffe. So eno conference yakuŋŋaanya buli omu tukwatire wamu tusobole okukola ki okuyamba businesses eziri mu tourism.
Lidio Daga okuva mu kitongole ky'ebyobulambuzi mu KCCA agamba basobodde okutumbula ebyobulambuzi nga kiyambyeko okuddaabulula ebyenfuna by'eggwanga.
Aba KCCA tuli bano tukola bya okwegatta ne UTBA okupromotinga tourism mu Uganda. Nga tourism aba bank be batuwa ssente okugrowinga tourism okugikuza. Kati bwe twagala kukola bya tourism tukolagana ne babanki ne batuyamba oba tugenda mu Bulange cleaninga lake ebyo byonna tubagamba twegaate tukole wamu.
Ate babakwatibwako abalala balaze butya bwe bayinza okukwatira ku bannayuganda okujja mu bwavu abasinga bwe baafuna olwa COVID-19.
Uganda zikulira nnyo ku nsonga ya tekinologiya. Liquid intelligent technologies yekulembeze ekintu kya tekinologiya mu mpuliziganya, mu kuweereza obubaka, mu kusecuringa systems ze bakozesa oba okukuuma systems ze bakozesa. Katugeze ATM okwogera ne branch oba branch okwogera ne head office, tuteekawo empuliziganya eyo ate nga eri secure nga information esigala wakati w'eyo banka ne branch yayo.
Otukoze bulungi okutambula naffe olunaku olwaleero wabula nkujjukiza akadde konna omukulembeze w'eggwanga agenda kuba atwegattako okwogerako eri eggwanga ku nsonga ez'enjawulo era nkujjukiza nti ku ssaawa nnya zennyini wano ku UBC TV tulina puroguramu enganzi ey'ebyobufuzi eya Behind the Headlines. Twaniriza Ssenkagale w'ekibiina kya Democratic Party era minisita w'ebyamateeka n'essiga eddamuzi eyakakuba ebirayiro by'olunaku olwaleero ng'ayogerako eri eggwanga. Kale tega era otegeeze atannategeera nti enteekateeka eno eri ku UBC TV. Nze Marion Nakitene ne Yusufu Ssenyomo wali ku lulimi olw'obubonero atakumira mpeera ku nkuumire weeraba.
Is there a problem? Honey, relax. There'll be no more worries about SMSs, phone calls, sijui data, because Daddy has got an Airtel smart plan. There is even Airtel TV. It means no worries.
Enjoy life worry-free with Airtel Smart Plans. Shareable among 5 people. Use every day and pay.
Tucked away at the foothills of Mount Rwenzori, at an elevation of 3,461 feet above sea level, is Bundibujo town in western Uganda. With a population of 224,387, according to the 2014 national census, Bundibujo is a bustling town close to the Uganda Democratic Republic of Congo border. Here, the economy is centered around the cocoa crop, which thrives in areas with an average rainfall of between 1,500 millimeters and 2,000 millimeters. Cocoa was first introduced in Uganda in 1901, and commercial exports of the crop started in 1917. It was a main foreign exchange earner for Uganda along with coffee until its decline in the 1970s and 80s due to economic instability. While the rest of the country was on track for economic recovery during the 1990s, Bundibujo suffered additional economic setbacks due to the ADF insurgency. Today, cocoa production in Bundibujo is on an upward trend, and Uganda is ranked among the top 20 exporters of cocoa worldwide. Growing more cocoa has been boosted by Operation Wealth Creation, OWC, a government program under the President's office, which has overseen distribution of more quality planting materials. Cumulatively, Operation Wealth Creation has distributed 17,615,757 cocoa seedlings since 2014, most of them in Bundibujo district. The crop is boosting Bundibujo's economy and helping it recover from the devastating effects of the ADF. Katusime Robina is a cocoa farmer in Kayanja 2 village, Torkwe sub-county, Bundibujo district. Her new plantation is thriving because it has been planted with the right cocoa seedlings. Before that, she was struggling to find proper seedlings to plant on her farm.
I grow cocoa and other food crops like bananas, cassava flour, etc. Now I got help from the Wealth Creation. By then my land was big, and the type of seeds that I was planting, it was not enough for my land. Then the Wealth Creation came and helped me. They gave me the seedlings for planting. I planted my cocoa in the year 2016. Now I've started harvesting.
Before the cocoa seedlings were provided, her land was inspected to ascertain its size and suitability for the crop by a team of agriculturalists together with OWC officers.
They told me that they can help me. I said, how? The land is there, but it has no what? It has no seeds to plant. They came, it was a team of around 5 people. They came and supervised the land. After supervising that land, then they brought for me 2 tippers.
Because Katsime was lacking quality seedlings at the time, it was hampering her capacity to expand and limiting her efforts to earn more money as a cocoa farmer. She received 9,000 seedlings of cocoa from OWC.
They found me when I had already failed, because the types of seeds that I was planting, it was not good, it was poor. And now I could plant and the seeds could not come out well. But these people, they helped me, they gave me good seeds. So those seeds, they grew up properly, and now they have made me where I am.
After tending her crop to full maturity, Katsime is now reaping the benefits from growing cocoa in these fertile soils of Bundibujo.
My cocoa, it has increased. I now harvest a lot of cocoa, because by then I couldn't harvest it. When I harvest it, I sell. After selling, I put money in my project. I have 2 projects. 1 is for construction of my house, 2 is for educating my children. I have 4 children in school, and they are all studying in good schools. Every 2 weeks, I harvest 10 basins, and every basin, I sell it 100,000. From there, I get 1 million shillings, or it depends on the price. I can even, we sometimes get 1 million and plus.
From cocoa proceeds, Katsime is constructing a 5-bedroom house. She bought 150 iron sheets to roof the house.
And now I've finished the roofing. I'm on shutting. After shutting, then I plaster. I enter my house. Before this project, I was renting. I was renting around the village. My land, it is a waterlogged land. Whenever I construct a small house in my garden, it could fall because the land is waterlogged. It does not allow me to construct a semi-permanent house. Now I'm okay. I'm no longer renting.
Cocoa is harvested twice a month throughout the year, with the high seasons being September to February and March to August, offering farmers a steady stream of income from January to December. Bundibujo produces the largest percentage of Uganda's cocoa. This is Hakitenja Church of Uganda in Kayanja village, Tokwe sub-county. To encourage the uptake of the crop, OWC worked closely with community structures who are instrumental in the fight against poverty. The church established its own cocoa garden, which boosts the income of the church, as well as serving as a learning center for the community.
We received 450 seeds of cocoa, and we managed to plant them to an acre of land. The cocoa helps the church so much because when we harvest the little that we get, it helps us in some developments of the church. For example, here at our church, we use the cocoa money to purchase some things in the church. For example, the physical things I can talk of, we bought an altar table from the money that we got from cocoa, and the tablecloths. And sometimes it helps the leader and for his welfare.
Male Okule Mawa negotiates the difficult terrain and emerges from a steep slope of land where he is supervising his workers maintaining his 4 acres of cocoa in Buhanda 2 village, Tokwe sub-county, Bundibujo district. He has to balance gingerly lest he slides and finds himself deep down the valley. But it is familiar territory here, where the land is most suitable for cocoa growing. He has been growing cocoa for 5 years, and it is helping him grow his wealth. He has grown these trees from seedlings provided by Operation Wealth Creation.
The first one I got 1,000 seedlings from government, which I planted some 5 years back, and now I'm harvesting from that very garden. And when I realized that the more garden you have, or the more plants of trees of cocoa you have, is the more profit you get from your own garden. Then that's one which opted me to go back to government after making them reach my gardens. And they gave me more 500 seedlings, which I've planted, and now it is within 2.5 years.
Mawa is very proud of his cocoa harvests, which help him cater for his family expenses while helping him expand his own personal life opportunities.
I usually get good yield, around 150 kilograms per harvest. That's after 2 weeks. And when I sell, I really realize my sweat from the garden. The money invested from the garden, I educate my children who were in schools, and also myself had not gone far with education. I went back and I acquired the diploma in public administration, and after which I continued and I got a job with government. And it is from that garden that I went ahead and also I studied, I finished up a degree in the same course of public administration of Mount Udemuni University in Fort Portal.
Success of his first cocoa crop is the reason he was encouraged to keep expanding, using the available land and more seedlings supplied to him by OWC.
I applied for 500 seedlings, which I was supplied, and it is now 2 years when I got the seedlings. When I got them, I brought them to this village using a canter, and I engaged my colleagues in the village. My sons and brothers, we planted the garden, the seedling in the gardens, and because of we planted in March, that's when we usually get rains. And in the same garden, we transplanted also, we put there cassava so that when it is off rain, the cassava which could have grown, it will assist the seedlings to grow under the cassava which has grown a bit higher.
The new crop looks promising, indicating that even though it is a perennial crop, it does not take long to reach maturity in these fertile soils. He is looking forward to more income coming into his pocket, transforming him further into a farmer who does not need to live hand to mouth.
If cocoa starts to give me pods, I expect to get around in terms of basins, I expect to get around 8, 10. In every basin, when we sell it raw, before drying, we have companies which come and buy when it is raw. Just from the garden when it is wet, we get 25 kilograms, and each kilogram it is sold at 2,800 to 3,000. Meaning that we are likely to get around 70 to 75,000 from a raw basin. In a dry basin, you get 9 to 8 or 8 to 10. And when you take to where you sell from, you expect to be selling at between 700 and 200 to 8,000 a kilo.
Mawa has an important message for changing mindset towards government programs.
I'm advising the community around and beyond to really get involved in the government programs, especially when they give us seedlings. Those seedlings should be planted and maintained so that tomorrow you don't feel that the government neglected you, because it is from the government offer that when we emphasize that we also benefit, because the government may not give you things directly, it is through giving seedlings, giving support, sending extension workers to the community that we benefit. And we wish government should continue to do so that the whole community change.
As the Bundibujo hills get even steeper and the slope more precarious, is Edison Karatunge's cocoa farm in Bunyaruta village, Tokwe sub-county, Bundibujo district. Karatunge received 1,000 cocoa seedlings, which he tends with great care. They have provided him with hope for a good income in the near future.
Government so banga bela koko egi nasa nagi hera eka sinin eka esatu.
Karatunge is hoping to buy more land from proceeds of his garden so as to expand his production.
Koko dine na kulie kasamara ku school fees sense kwestika balance ngule mweta kalenje.
Uganda exported $99.38 million worth of cocoa and cocoa preparations in 2020, according to the United Nations Comtrade database on international trade. ESCO Uganda Limited is one of the biggest buyers and exporters of cocoa from Bundibujo. Here, they receive cocoa from various sub-counties of Bundibujo. They spread it for additional drying to ensure that they attain the correct moisture content. Before it's bagged for export, further quality control is done by cracking open the beans and assessing each lot for individual export quality.
We basically buy cocoa, process it and export it. Annually we do about 9,000 metric tons. 70% of that is conventional cocoa and then 30% is organic cocoa.
As one of the traders who has been present in the region for many years, ESCO has seen a gradual increase of quantities of cocoa produced in the district. They have seen an increased number of cocoa exporters flock to the district as more crop comes onto the market.
Every year we get newcomers and those encroach on our volumes. So we have always, the past 5 years, we have managed to stagnate at around 9,000 metric tons annually. But before we got the actors, the trend was increasing. At least we moved from 3,000 up to 9,000. So when we reached 9,000, because of many actors coming in, they take part of our share.
Increased production is attracting bigger demand for Ugandan cocoa across the globe.
We sell in Asia, we sell in South Africa, we sell in UK, we sell in USA. And there's an increase of market actually, because even other countries which were not demanding cocoa from us, like Japan, they are also beginning to apply, to be supplied cocoa.
With more competition among the various cocoa buyers, farmers can now demand and get better pay, which rewards them for their effort.
The price the company is giving is quite much than any other actors around, because recently we introduced a cooperative among the farmers, and as you are aware, fair trade fetches quite much money, returns, and then of course farmers get a better price. So the difference now between the certified farmers and the conventional farmers, the difference is almost 1,000 shillings per kilo. We are offering farmers 8,000 per kilo.
Equator Chocolate is one of the newer niche food manufacturers that has entered the cocoa value chain. They produce Ugandan chocolate out of Ugandan cocoa beans. The company, which was founded in 2018, now runs growing business in Kampala. The Equator Chocolate brand, from the bean to the bar, uses cocoa beans sourced from Bundibujo in western Uganda. Barbara Gonget is one of the directors.
We basically started it in our home at the kitchen table, and we had different recipes and different trials of different types of chocolate. There's a lot of workmanship involved in that, because as you can see, we call it from bean to bar, right from the cocoa bean to the chocolate. Meaning we start by scrutinizing the cocoa beans, the quality of it, the fermentation that the farmers have done before we actually purchase the cocoa beans, to sorting and roasting and the whole process up to the level of doing the chocolate.
Gustav Gonget, the managing director of the company, says that Uganda has some of the best cocoa beans by genetic makeup, and the post-production handling of the crop has been steadily improving.
But now there's an appreciation in the farming communities in Bundibujo and also in other parts of Uganda of getting it right, because there is also a possibility of selling these beans at a higher price. For instance, we are now paying 50% more for these so-called specialty cocoa beans that we are getting from selected cooperatives in Bundibujo than we were paying for the bulk commodity beans that were being exported.
They source well-fermented beans, which meet international protocols of fermentation, and most, though not marked as such, are organically grown.
Virtually all Ugandan cocoa is organic by default, because the farmers tend to not use fertilizers and pesticides. So you can be sure when you're eating a bar of Equator chocolate that although it doesn't say certified organic, you're actually eating an organic product.
After the fermented dry beans are received, they are well sorted and then roasted in an oven under controlled temperatures.
We take great care in the roasting of the beans to ensure that all the fine flavors and aromas of the cocoa beans can be tasted in the chocolate.
The beans are then cracked and winnowed to separate the husk from the actual cocoa.
And then when we've done that, we have these little bits of cocoa which we call cocoa nibs, of which some of them we will proceed to make into cocoa butter and cocoa powder, because when you press the cocoa butter out, you're remaining with the cocoa powder. And the rest we grind into a rough chocolate paste called cocoa liquor or cocoa mass. And this forms the foundation of our chocolate making.
Here, the refining machines thoroughly mix all the ingredients for chocolate making together. The mixture is ready to produce chocolate in various sizes and flavors. The company is seeing demand for its chocolate in a market that imports 700 tons of chocolate every year. The demand for this quality Ugandan product is increasing on supermarket shelves and among the tourist segment of the market.
I think that there's a potential here. We are not the only ones doing chocolate. There are 3 or 4 of us, and I think there's room for all of us, and there's room for growth as well.
Equator Chocolate is currently employing Ugandans who are being groomed in the skill of chocolate making, which not only provides them with employment, but offers them a great opportunity to be skilled in an area that has potential for exponential growth.
We employ about 15 people in our factory, Equator Chocolate. These are ranging from casual laborers to the actual professionals that are making the chocolate. And our focus is mainly on people that have had background in the catering department. Reason being that they understand how to handle food and they've already got an initial training, so that makes it a bit easier for us to train them further into how to make the chocolate.
The company is a source of inspiration for what the future cocoa industry could look like in Uganda.
We give value to Ugandans in a way that whatever products we are using are made in Uganda, right from the sugar, the cocoa beans, the milk powder, lecithin, and all the other few ingredients we are using are Ugandan. So in such a way that we get to buy Ugandan products and come out with the Ugandan end product chocolate.
Operation Wealth Creation has proven that distribution of quality cocoa seedlings can increase production and help set a region once devastated by the ADF insurgency on the path to economic recovery. Create wealth, transform livelihoods. Brought to you by Operation Wealth Creation.
Express litema tambula kilometers zisamu 2 tiswitch 15 gears 5 USB charger and self starter esitulo buzito bwa kilogramu 2